Hello everyone, it's Dave Griffin here from Innovation and Enterprise. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I'm sure those students who've just handed in their ITSS final assessments are feeling quite relieved this weekend and have now got more time to think about and study Innovation and Enterprise. So, let's take stock. By now you should have all collected your module handbook, the handbook that we've put together containing all of the essential reading for Innovation Enterprise and also giving you the activities, the tasks, telling you what we'll be doing in the tutorials through the next 12 weeks. So if you haven't picked that up, make sure you collect that. You can collect those from outside my room, Priestley 119, if you don't have your copy yet. And as you'll be aware, those of you who came to the lecture last time, we started introducing creativity techniques because the idea behind the module is that for most people, you will look at your final year project or your role in the final year project, and in this module think, how might I turn that activity, which is usually for a single client, how might I turn that into a longer lasting enterprise of some sort? And in our module, in Innovation Enterprise, we'll be undertaking several elements of business planning which would help you to build that enterprise idea and at some later stage, if you want, to be able then to implement that, to actually make that business happen. So we introduced some creativity techniques in the lecture. We talked about mind mapping, conversation mapping, where you bring in other people to help you talk about your ideas and help you evolve your ideas of commercializing, of turning the project into some sort of longer term venture. And also we looked at Scamper, which I think is a really useful technique for employing in combination with mind mapping or in combination with conversation mapping. And those of you who are at the lecture will see that's exactly what I did when I built the conversation map for the University Social Networking Site project, which we saw expand into ideas of building a knitting social networking site, a wedding planning site for people in Hong Kong, and finally a buddying system for overseas students who've come to the university. So the students who did that put quite a lot of creativity in seeing divergent thinking, seeing how far it could take them in exploring new ideas from the root project itself. So what I'd hope is when you come to your tutorial this week, you will have done the essential reading, covering the techniques. And those of you who are very interested may have gone on and looked at some of the other resources. There's a video available on the website of a guest speaker from a few years ago, and there's some website materials that you can look at covering Scamper and so on. And we'll also have drawn your first attempt at modelling your creativity, modelling how you think the project might be expanded, the direction in which it might go in terms of creating an enterprising idea. There will be plenty of time during the tutorial for those of you who haven't done that yet, but those of you who have will get good formative feedback from your tutor in helping you to formalise your idea, because we really need now in the next week or so to have got everybody to a position where you are now pursuing an enterprising idea pitched at a particular market segment, so that we can then look at the various planning techniques that we're going to introduce in the lectures and support with reading and tutorial activities. Anyway, enough of that now. Let's get back to the weekend. Look forward to seeing you next week in the lecture and throughout the week in the tutorials. Bye for now.